Fighting TJ is gonna be big. He does not like losing at all, but I know that I can prove to everyone that I'm the better man in there. I'm the better fighter in there. I'll do it with a smile on my face.
This next chapter of my fight career is coming back even better. I never lost my belt. I had to relinquish it because of what I did. For legacy reasons, it's important for me to get back and win that belt back. I'm just obsessed with being the best.
You get this, and you're trying to punch, but he's really scooting out, then you just come straight cross body again. On purpose, because you go cross body each side. So if I'm down, and you got this, you just took him down, and I'm here, and I'm trying to punch, I'm gonna come through here to punch. Now he comes up.
The last 2 years for me have been a little bit of a roller coaster. Say really tough.
Every time he goes the other side.
Dealing with the whole suspension, overthinking everything. It's always the question if I'm ever going to be able to get past it, and I'm already past it. Those 2 years were a blessing, and without doing what I did, I wouldn't have had those 2 years.
And now live from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, it is time for the main event, Cejudo versus Dillashaw. The big storyline going into this main event was TJ Dillashaw cutting down to 125 pounds. He made the weight, left no stone unturned, but how will he compete in this new weight class? Big right hand from Cejudo! Dillashaw a little bit desperate here.
Oh, he got it!
Big right from Cejudo! One! Do you believe it? Whoa. But I'm almost rendered speechless here tonight.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Fuck! Fuck! Motherfucker! Fuck!
He's gonna freak out.
Fuck, man!
The fight only lasted 30 seconds. Very unfortunate situation. I got suspended for 2 years. I failed a drug test. The day of weigh-ins, I got drug tested, and I was taking an anemia medication called Procrit because I became anemic, trying to cut to 125 pounds. You know, I knew it was a medication I wasn't allowed to take, but I was a shell of myself. You know, I woke up, didn't want to train, didn't want to go into the fight. You know, looking back on it, shouldn't have tried to go to the weight class I did, but it was a huge goal that I wanted to reach, something that hadn't been done. My body didn't want me to do it, and unfortunately, I am now paying the price for making the decisions I did. I'm always gonna regret that decision. Everyone makes mistakes in this world, and it's how you handle them. You know, it's how you pick yourself up off the floor and lead by example to my son of how I'm gonna handle adversity and the wrong decisions I made. So again, I'm not gonna let a mistake, you know, dictate who I am.
Short time, TJ. Let's go one. One low. Yeah, one low. Give me 2 hands right after. Fast. Go. Hey. Again, one more. Hey, one more. Beautiful.
I do have a tough opponent in front of me. His name is Sandhagen. I train with him out in Colorado. He's a very athletic guy, #1 contender right now, which I'm very excited about because I'm coming back right into the heat of things. I'm probably gonna come back as the underdog. People are gonna count me off because I've been offered 2 years that I'm gonna come out and make a statement. I'm the more cerebral fighter, but I know that because when I'm in the gym, I just know that I can take the fight anywhere, so I can always switch my game plan up for who I'm fighting. I can change my fight stance halfway through a fight. I can out-grapple you, I can out-strike you. I don't have a hole in my techniques, but I know how to beat you, and I know how to beat Corey Sandhagen.
I'm blocking it, head outside. Here? Yeah, yeah.
I try to make things as crappy as possible for me when I'm in camp. If I'm not working really hard, it makes me kind of a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit anxious. I don't waste time in other things because, honestly, where I am in my career, I have to be a savage.
You usually, if I'm here, you go to the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do this, and then you swing.
Yeah. Now I've lost it. Yeah.
I told myself if every single day of my life was feeling broken down and sore and nervous, scared, if that has to be every single day of my life in order for me to be a champion, that is what I will do, and I will do it happily. I grew up in Aurora, Colorado. Aurora is like a pretty diverse place. My experience with having a very diverse group of people has kind of given me a lot of perspective in life. When you're 16, 17 years old, you're looking for that identity, you're looking for that person to become. Some people look in the wrong areas. I was fortunate enough to look into the right areas and sign up at high altitude martial arts. When I was 17 years old, I fell in love with martial arts really quickly. Shortly after that, when I was 18 years old, I lost one of my best friends growing up. I learned at a pretty pivotal point in my life that it can all be over really quickly. And I remember thinking everything's gonna be gone one day, and the world is gonna keep spinning even when you're gone. So, you know, why would you waste your time doing anything that you don't really enjoy doing? I'm kind of at the point in camps where I have to start like flying people in. So we're picking this guy up because I need just more looks at 135. I have like a lot of training partners that are at 155, and to see if kind of the dumb stuff that I'm doing is actually dumb or if it's actually good stuff that I'm doing. Hopefully he's coming in to kick my ass. That's the key to getting good, is seeing how many times you can get your ass whooped and by how many people. What's up, dude?
Man, what's up, bro?
Hey, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
1, 2, 3. See, he's in jab range. He ain't really stepping to you at all. Really get the flick with that side, just like a jab, yep.
Bringing Rafion out is just a way to get more frustrated. It's a way for me to get a really super high-level, world-class look that I definitely need.
I'm gonna, like, whatever my jab range is, that's where I'm gonna hit the body shot all the way out here. So you give yourself time to build up that power, yeah. I think he's the perfect training partner for Corey right now. One, you don't really want to have too much past with the person. You want to be able to go hard. You want to kind of have a simulation of a fight. You want to be afraid. You want to go to practice like you're going to a fight.
Corey's got a huge fight coming up. I'm actually honored to be, a part of this because I feel like this is kind of a pivotal fight for him, and I think this is the fight that's gonna set him up for the belt. I follow his career. When he hit me up, I was like ecstatic about, working with him just because I seen his body at work.
If you would have asked me 5 years ago where I would be when I was 29, I would tell you that I had a few $1 million in the bank. I had defended the title 5 or 6 times by now, and that is certainly not where I am right now. My journey has been full of a bunch of complications and a bunch of turbulence, but I'm okay with that.
This kid has it all. He moves so well. He's tall for the division. He is going to be a problem for anybody at 135 pounds.
I lost to Sterling and figured out a lot of things about how to get into the right competitive intensity that I need to get at.
Joe, it's over. He's going to sleep. He's going to go to sleep. Yep, he's going to go to sleep. He's going to tap. Oh, my goodness. Out to me!
I never knew how to walk into the cage fearless. In the last 2 fights, I've proven to myself that I can be an absolute killer when I walk into the cage.
Oh! What a kick! He came in tonight to prove a point, and that's exactly what he did.
At the same time, body's moving, feet's moving.
Oh, my goodness! Flying knee, Edgar's out. Corey Sandhagen with a highlight for the ages.
That's a title shot right there. That's how you get it.
You gotta give it to him, man.
That's how you get the title shot. There's nothing else you can say.
Movement.
People start paying attention to you when you start knocking people out.
The last 2 fights are the way that I've seen Corey the whole time, because I know what he's capable of. It was a surprise that it took that long. Like, Corey is that good. We have a huge fight coming up against TJ Dillashaw. You've got to put 100% of your attention and effort into beating a TJ Dillashaw. I've seen the things he's done in training that piss people off. It did that to a young Corey, and Corey never got the taste out of his mouth, so I'm sure when he saw the opportunity to fight him, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fight him. That's the guy that used to hit me after the bell. You can say whatever you want about EPO and cheating in general. You give everybody a second chance, but you don't let him jump all the way to the top. And Corey saw that he could be the person that stopped that.
I think I try to be as negative as I kind of can about whether my opponents are getting good or not getting good. The guy had 2 shoulder surgeries while he was out. I can't imagine that he's been working his ass off the same way I've been working my ass off for the last 2 years. Going through murder's row myself, he's kind of been having his little vacation. But that's me thinking on the positive end, and I try to be as negative as possible. So in my head, yeah, TJ's been working out every single day. He's been getting better every single day, and that's the type of TJ that I'm expecting.
You want me to go on my belly?
Yeah.
Okay. Go slow like you? Go a little bit. Like that? You're better at it than I am. You know, how I coped with the last 2 years was staying busy. That's pretty much the only thing I know how to do. Being a father to a son now that really needed me at the age he was at. You know, that first year of his life, like I said, I was thinking about fight after fight after fight. I mean, he's over a year old, now he's needs a lot more attention. And so being that father figure is something I've always wanted to be.
Come on down, Geronimo! Ah, that was slow. You gotta pick your feet up.
You know, I think the toughest thing of being suspended and failing a drug test is seeing how it affected my family, my friends, my coaches. People are gonna ask them questions. Me being ridiculed in the media affects them as well too. So that was probably the toughest part.
Pick your feet up. You gotta let go. I'm gonna come down and get you.
Usually about 2 days a week I do my low base, depending on what my schedule looks like. And he's been wanting to join me lately. He used to push him in the stroller, but now that he's so good on his bike, he'll tag along and try to race me and tells me he's gonna beat me when we leave the house. You know, I guess a great learning experience for me teaching Bronson is there's definitely no shortcuts. And manning up to your mistakes. You know, I'm obviously embarrassed by the whole situation for him and for family members and things like that, but how I handled it, I'm not, and that's all I can really do. What it means to be Bronson's dad is that I'm very lucky, you know? He's so smart, healthy. I'm lucky. Okay, go grab your swim trunks.
They're actually not out here anymore. They're in the house. Come on, we can go put them on.
Yeah, your swim trunks though. You can't go naked. Having to tell my wife what was about to come down was real tough. Having her as my support system has been amazing. She did a good job of making sure I stayed pretty level-headed, because it would have been pretty easy for me to go off in the deep end. I wanted to kind of mask any kind of feelings I had. I didn't mind throwing some drinks back and kind of trying to just forget about it all, you know?
The toughest part was just trying to kind of understand what brought TJ to that point mentally and physically, and wrap my head around all of that and what it meant for Bronson. Wanting to guide him to have a strong moral compass. You know, I wouldn't have chosen the circumstances that made him home for 2 years, but it's been amazing. It's given him and Bronson a true chance to like really, really bond.
Oh, swim tag your arm. Swim tag, I'm gonna beat you.
It's a strange thing to be in the public eye and be kind of sorting through things and emotions and stuff yourself. Just chose to focus on the silver lining, and that was that means he's home for 2 years, and that's time that, you know, we wouldn't have had otherwise, and I am eternally grateful for that. Your toys? Okay, I can get him. Get in the water, I'll get him.
Ooh, I like that one. There's people that love the art and love all the moves of it and stuff. And there's people that just grind. Corey is a very rare occurrence where both of those have come together. I don't know anybody that grinds that hard, but is also that gifted. The first time I met Corey Sandhagen, he was a kid out of high school. Ever since then, he's been kind of under my arm, you know? It's like a really strong relationship and a strong bond where I'd do anything for him, you know?
You're gonna fuck me up with that one.
In a lot of ways, I saw a young version of myself in him, you know, and thought, what could have I done if I had me? And I wanted to give that to him.
It's hard to put into words what Christian is to me. He's really guided me and mentored me and been a leader in my life since the very first day that I walked into high altitude martial arts. He's my brother, man. Like, I don't even know how I can express in words how much I love that guy. He sees the world in a very similar way that I do.
Sharing the techniques and sharing martial arts and also the philosophy that comes with it is a life-changing experience, I think, for both of us.
Meditation is something that I started doing after I lost my first fight. I really didn't know what was going on in my mind at that time, and I thought that that was obviously an issue. The fact that my brain made me lose and feel all of those terrible feelings that come with losing made me really want to be able to control that brain. I want to be great, and you really have to dive really deep into who you are as a person, and you have to be very honest with yourself if you want to be great. The sport comes with a lot of doubt. The thing about, I think, that makes champions champions is that they're able to catch their doubts and not let their doubts eat them. It has been since the Sterling fight that I've had like a really intimate relationship with kind of those doubts. After I lost, I was like, oh man, if I want to be good, I really have to be able to like control what's going on in my head. How can you just like figure that out on the day of the fight? Like you would never do that with anything else that you really cared about, so why would you do it about something as intense as a fight? And I actually journal a lot too. So that helped me actually a lot, like get over that, so that when I went into the Frankie Edgar fight, it wasn't this like blah type of feeling. It was like ready to go right off the bat. This page is from the Edgar fight. I remember that day I was having like a lot of struggles trying to just figure out like what was going on in my mind that was making me really not want to fight. Something in me wants to make this smaller than what it is. Something wants to run and give 50% in there. I don't know who that is. Is it the devil? This is a demon, one that is afraid to live, afraid of Corey being the best Corey, because then he dies. And I actually have in here, be ready to knee a hole in his head right away. He will try to take the center. That's kind of interesting, though. I didn't know that I wrote that I was going to knee him in the head beforehand. Maybe a little bit on the strange side, but I actually feel like I'm talking to those doubts in me, you know, whether you want to call them like devils, doubts, thoughts, whatever you want to call them. It really feels like they really feel real in there. But yeah, that stuff became a really big part of my life, man. It really helped me out. But I'm still a cranky ass motherfucker some days though, which I just can't help.
Down. All right. See it? I have a small team. We have a very close relationship with the guys I train with. I'm lucky to have a support system as my training partners, my coaches, because all of them stuck with me. As tough as it was, they all understood, and they made the process a whole lot easier. Come on, TJ. I want to get back to the top right away. There's no point of wasting time. I know that I'm the best in the world at the weight class, and that I wanted someone in the top 5. I know that I can beat him, but I got to be on my toes. The guy's dangerous. The guy's athletic. He can finish a fight. You know, I just want my belt back again. Oh, I know it's still my belt. I'll always say that's still my belt. If you look at now the weight division, I mean, no one defends the belt. It's just been switching hands from fight to fight. So the real owner of the weight class is coming back.
My fighting style is ahead of the curve as far as MMA goes. Imagine you're getting ready for 10 weeks, you walk into a cage and they're doing things that you've never seen before. That would be such a nightmare. I try to make that nightmare happen. Doing it against someone who's TJ's caliber is gonna be huge for me.
My story's not over. I'm coming back to get my belt back. Once I get to Corey Sandhagen, that belt will be wrapped around my waist once again, proving that I am the best 135 pounder that there's been.